All right, I am going to start recording here on the video that we're doing because I'm going to try and do a little commercial here. Me and EDUBBS are going on in 2 minutes, so I'm going to put this next minute out as a commercial. So the MURF and EDUBBS show is back. We had our 1-year anniversary yesterday, which was episode 40. So we're going to keep trucking on with a lot of more episodes to come. I know we've been away for a little while, but we're back. And there's going to be more episodes to come, more sports talk, more fun. And I really enjoy doing this with Eric, and let's see what the next year brings. Also, Shooting the Breeze is coming back real soon. You know, it's summertime, we're all been pretty busy, but Shooting the Breeze is also coming back real soon. So I want you guys to keep a lookout for that. Keep looking at our Keep Talking 365 site. That's where you're going to find our YouTube page. That's where you're going to see all the good stuff. So, like I said, I'm going to start the video first, and then let's head on over to the old Podbean setup. All right. Also, we're going to do a little Facebook Live action here too. So, going to start Facebook Live. All right, we're going live on Facebook here. We got the Facebook Live going, and we're about to hit the start button on our Podbean show. EDUBBS, I hope you're ready to rock and roll because I'm hitting the start button. All right, everybody. Hey, check it out, and welcome to the MURF and EDUBBS show, and we are back. We are back and better than ever. We had a little bit of a hiatus there for a little while, but we are back and ready to rock and roll for your pleasure. EDUBBS, are you there, my friend? I'm doing pretty damn good, brother. How are you? It's good to hear your voice over the airwaves.
Yeah, it's good to hear you as well, and happy anniversary, my friend.
Yeah. I was looking yesterday. I was looking through my emails, and I got an email from Spotify for podcasters, and it said, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. Dude, we've been doing this for 1 year. I remember. Yo, can you remember how we've been trying to figure this out, obviously, for a year now, and the sound has gotten a little bit better. And obviously, the content's gotten better. But I went back and I listened to one of our first 2 episodes, and the content was great, but the mic sounded terrible. It was scratchy. Your voice was high, mine was low. But I think it took us 40 episodes, which is being our 40th episode tonight, to figure it out. But I think it's been going pretty good as about now. Yeah, dude, you sound great. Wait, hold on a second. Aiden, no, I'm good. Yeah, how about that? I got you all. When they coming back? Now, wait a second here. I saw a picture of you a couple of weeks ago down at some beautiful beach area with your feet in the salt water. Why are you not down at the beach with your lovely family? You're a water guy now, right? You're a water guy. You go in the ocean. I saw it.
July's a busy month for me. I have work commitments. I can't go in July.
Okay. Really?
You could see your feet. You could see that clear. It's that clear blue water, Rich. I mean, you go up north and north and north. You don't know what you're looking at in the water,
Well, what do you actually think is going to be there? There's going to be sharks, seaweed,
crabs, jellyfish, stuff like even a shark.
Well, listen, sharks have always been there, dude. And just me, I think that going out to the beach, I think you're going to see a shark now, is the same thing as about going out to the beach in 1975. It just there's more media outlets, there's more shows about sharks, there's more knowledge about sharks. And I think, obviously going back to the thing where, they want to keep us scared about things. Hey, beach weather's coming. Why don't you tell us about the sharks? Thank you very much, Mr. Aubrey. Congrats on the EDUBBS. I'll say congrats to Murph once he stops dogging the Babe. I knew you were going to hit me with that, Kev, and I truly believe that, bro. Showing that he's a better baseball player than Babe Ruth because Babe Ruth didn't play against the best players in baseball. But whatever, that's just how I feel.
Hard to compare the different eras, though, Rich. I mean, it's less teams back then. It's less travel back then.
Listen, if there was another league right now filled with baseball players. Now the Japanese are pretty good, the Dominicans are pretty good, but if there was another league out there that was completely filled with players that are hitting crazy home runs, throwing the ball 100 miles an hour, digging in, playing baseball, and some of the best players, should have been Hall of Famers, are in this league, and they don't get a chance to play each other because of some stupid rule that they had back in the day, where the Negroes and the whites couldn't play together, so you had the Negro leagues. Dude, some of those players in the Negro leagues were probably 10 times better than Babe Ruth.
You know what, Rich? We never talked about that. I knew we were going to do a show about that. Let's do it for the winter. But I agree. But Kevin had a good point there. They took buses back then. They took trains. They played during the day. There was no night games and stuff. It's a whole different era back then, basically.
I know. You know what? I got to stop doing the comparing thing, man. I'm so used to my son hits me with it all the time, and he's right. Like I wasn't so. I would argue with him all the time, but he was like, back then it was like this, and back then they were tougher, and back then, well, it's not back then now, I guess. So I guess we got to compare apples to apples, I guess. So Aiden really kind of has been bringing me around to that fact that he's not going to bring me around to LeBron too much because of that fact, but I think that he's got a good point where. Hold on a second. What's up, eh? He said Steph Curry is, I know, that actually, F that guy. Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. We're going to go into Curry a little bit, too, when we talk about the NBA, because there's a documentary coming out about him. But, yeah, I guess I really can't do that anymore, Eric. I really have to start thinking for, what's going on right now, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just want to get back to the beach again, Rich. It was really hot down south. I've been having trouble this summer with the air quality here in the north.
Okay.
My asthma medicine a lot. I haven't been going out too much because I feel like a smoker basically. It feels like I went out lunchtime to a food truck one day and I came in, I was hacking. I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm dying. But when I was down south, it was hot as hell, but the air was better down there actually. I didn't need my medicines or anything like that. It was great, But Dad told me, Dad, I never saw you sweat that much. I mean, it's just
bad.
Boring. It's crazy, So, but it was good. It was a good trip. So, Rich, I want to ask you a question, okay?
Cool, sure.
So
Shoot.
we're in Tampa.
Right.
Actually,
Back on Facebook Live, guys.
We're having a nice little lunch.
Okay.
We're in a nice. It was an Asian fusion place, but it was run by Americans. There was not one Asian person in there, but the food was really good. But my point is, we're sitting down at a table 5 feet from us, maybe 10 feet from us. There were a couple of Tampa Bay Rays eating lunch with us.
Okay.
So what would Murph do? Would Murph eat lunch and not bother them, or would Murph go up to them and talk to them? What would Murph do?
I 1,000%. You have to go up there and talk to them.
Really?
Yes, you have to. Who was that? Who was? You have to go up and talk to them. Yeah, especially since we do a sports show.
Yeah, it was Harold Ramirez, one of the outfielders for the Rays. A couple other guys I didn't recognize. But
Right.
Kevin's really funny tonight. He's got some good stuff. But yeah, no, you know what? When I go into these situations, Rich, we're all human beings. You got to let them eat lunch. You got to let them do their thing. But I agree. Once you hit the ballpark and they're there, it's fair game. You can harass them all you want.
Are they with their families, or are they just three dudes hanging out having burgers?
It was 3 guys, and there was a girl. I don't know if she was dating one of the guys or what, but there was 4 people at the table.
Listen, they're young guys that play for a team that was one of the hottest teams in baseball, but they've lost 11 of their last 14. But you're a young guy playing on a team that's kicking ass. You should be happy that people want to come just say hello to you. I'm not saying go over to them and kiss their ass, or I'm not even saying ask them for an autograph or anything. I'm just, go over and acknowledge the fact that you know who they are. They're young guys. They want to be acknowledged. Not bother them for, have a conversation with, acknowledge them that they're baseball players. We know who you are. It's like, oh, good job, guys. You made the major leagues. Let's have a conversation with them. Not bother them, but, I think, it's kind of cool. I think, maybe, he's, 24, I think that kid, right, that you mentioned?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think you'd be out of line asking them just to say hello or anything, but bother them for 20 minutes and with their family eating and stuff. But a couple of dudes eating burgers, listen, if they're jerks, then fine. But I don't see that.
They just got back from the West Coast, they had a day off.
Unbelievable.
it was a weird stadium. But I want to talk about Atlanta was really cool. And the first thing that Ben said is Uncle Stevie's gonna do a clone of what Atlanta did. So Atlanta built a stadium in the suburbs, basically, and they built this thing called the Battery. It's a whole bunch of shops, hotels, restaurants. It was a really cool, like, little city within a city. People lived there as apartments and stuff. I don't know if I said that. But the parking was great. Great stadium, great location. I'm sure during weeknights of traffic it might be a little different and stuff. But I thought Atlanta was pretty cool. And we did the tomahawk chop too.
Okay. Now, how did you feel? How did you feel? The fans were the Atlanta Braves fans? Were they fans? Because they got a pretty damn good baseball team there.
Well, the fan base, they're well behaved, Rich. I don't know. It was a Sunday, and I didn't see one person with a beer walking around, basically. And I had to check. I had to check myself. If we sing in the alcohol-free section, I didn't see one drunk. I didn't see. I was wearing a Yankee shirt. Nobody said anything. It was just like a friendly atmosphere, basically.
Listen,
The
men.
fan base.
Listen, you know what it is, Eric? Men are so angry with Bud and Bud Light these days that they've actually stopped drinking beer. That's, I think, what it is. It's got to be. They're so angry with Bud and Bud Light that they actually said, you know what, though? I'm really just not even going to drink beer anymore. You know what, though? I'll show you guys. And that's probably what it is.
Yeah, and then I went to the concession stand. I ordered
Hi,
some
Meg.
food, and they told me, "Oh, we're so sorry. It's going to take 10 minutes to do it." I said, "I don't care, 10 minutes." And this woman goes, "How can I compensate you for your wait?" So I said, I'll take I'll take a soda, please, whatever." She goes, "Here, take the soda and take a bag of Cracker Jacks." Can you imagine that in Citi Field in Yankee Stadium?
Never in a million years. Never. Everything's got a price. Everything in New York's got a price. The baseball players, the food, everything.
Little Waffle House and stuff. Before the game for breakfast. But we were driving down. We had this big car. We had a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The thing was powerful too. And we stopped at this gas station called Buc-ee's. I don't know if you ever hear of Buc-ee's, Rich.
No.
So Buc-ee's was on 60 Minutes. This guy in Texas built this whatever rest stop gas station. There's like, I'm not lying, Rich. There was 150 gas pumps.
Really?
You walk inside this place, they make their own food, beef jerky, bakery. It looks like a little Walmart and stuff like that. They have their own label too. They make their own soda. It's really interesting. And the thing that got me, Rich, so there's a town in Georgia, like there's like nothing in these towns basically. But if you're a manager at one of these places, you could pull in $175,000 a year. Can you imagine that?
And I always think about that too. We were way upstate, over last weekend. We were camping way upstate somewhere. And whenever you go to these like small towns, like even like maybe going through like Atlanta, being in the suburbs, like, and you always think like, well, maybe Atlanta's got some money, but like even you go to these small towns, like where do these people work? What's the commerce? Like, we drive to this little town. Yeah, like what if you're not if you're not a teacher or a cop or a fireman or a lawyer or a doctor, like I guess like kind of like lack of a better term, like how do you kind of survive like up there, just like with your day-to-day stuff, like working at the supermarket or your local bar, or your local deli, or your hardware store, like I don't know, like I always wonder what people do for a living, like and I understand why the cost of living I guess is a little cheaper because the taxes are less and the houses are less expensive, but think of it, you live in 3 hours outside of New York, so I guess that's why. But I often think like what do they do for work,
Yeah, don't forget, Rich.
Thanks, Meg. My sister Megan says happy anniversary. She's on Facebook Live.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget, Rich, when COVID came, a lot of people started working at home. So
Right.
there was actually people that had these jobs in offices that now work at home 5 days a week, and they decided to change, the cost of living, move upstate, move down south, do the work, whatever. So we've seen a lot of that now. But I always wonder too, like driving to Lake George one day, and you drive to these little towns, like what do people do up here?
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm sure they're having this nice it's nice up there, nice fresh air, but I don't know that it's maybe somebody could enlighten me on what the Kevin just wrote down meth. Either sell or do. I guess that makes sense, Kev, right?
So yeah, speaking of meth, Rich, we were at the airport getting ready to fly to Atlanta, and there was a gate. Flight was flying to Seattle. Now, flights to Seattle are very odd from Newark, like nonstop, I guess. So they're saying last call, and there's this woman sitting on a chair, and I thought she was dead because they kept announcing, and she didn't move, this woman. So one of the women from the gate came up to her and started nudging her. No movement at all. I didn't even know she was breathing. She was wearing like all this clothes. I mean, it was freaking 95 degrees outside Newark, and she's wearing all this clothes. But they're trying to shake her and stuff. And I said to Ben, I think she's dead, you know.
Really?
But you know, we went about our thing. I'm looking at my iPad, he's playing with his phone, and they said, well, how do we wake her up? And somebody took one of the radios from a worker and they put it right to her ear. She still didn't wake up. So finally, her eyes start to open, and they kept asking her, "You want to flight to Seattle?" And she did no response at all. She just like stoic. So I don't know if she was on something or whatever, but I don't know. I started playing with my phone again. The next thing I know, I looked up and she was gone. So I don't know where she went, but she did miss the flights to Seattle. So that was very strange.
Well, Oregon's what do you call it? Oregon's a weird, I guess, kind of a weird place, right? I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on up there. You know, they hate the cops up there. You know, they don't want everything to be, you know, they want everything to be free up there. I guess I don't know. You know, believe it or not, it's very it's very inexpensive to get a flight to Portland. Believe it or not.
It was Seattle, Rich. It was Seattle.
Oh, well, what do you call it? Either place. Going to Oregon in general. I was thinking about going to Oregon in the last couple of weeks for something, and I was looking at flights. And, yeah, it's very inexpensive to go out there. And people are very nice in Oregon, too. Very, very nice. Thanks a lot, Mikey. My buddy, ironworker friend, Mike Pilata, one of the biggest Miami Dolphin fans you're ever going to meet. So once football season kicks into full gear.
Yeah, speaking of Miami, Rich, so you've been to that stadium, right?
Yes, I was. I've been there.
You know, that was built on the Orange Bowl. You know that?
I do. Yes, I do. And I'll tell you right now.
Because
Go ahead.
it's like Little Havana. So it's like somebody dropped the stadium right in the neighborhood. It's crazy.
Really? Yeah.
Nobody spoke English. I drove up to the guy in the parking lot because it's weird because you park it yourself. You buy your parking online. You park yourself. They don't do it. So I said, "Is this where I park?" And the guy, he just like looked at me and he shook his head. He couldn't say anything. And then we're in the stadium and I ordered 2 Diet Cokes and the guy had to pull the manager. Very, very strange ballpark. And when we're leaving, there's like 8,000 fans there. And I'm thinking like the Cuban community is a big baseball community. You would think they would fill the stadium up, you know, 8,000 fans.
Yeah.
And it still took me an hour to get to downtown Miami, 3 miles, because the cops closed off every freaking street. So I must have done like six U-turns around the stadium, and I finally come to a police officer, and I said, "Excuse me, officer, how do I get out of here?" He goes, "Use your GPS." I said, "I am using my GPS, but it doesn't tell me that the roads are freaking closed, you know." So it took us an hour to get back to the hotel from that place.
Yeah, but you know what though, Eric, you know what though? At the end of the day, you look yourself in the mirror. You're in goddamn Miami. It's beautiful there, dude. Who cares? You got back to your hotel. The beach is there. You go to see a game. Miami is beautiful. Although, from what I hear lately, when you were, I don't know, you and Ben, you guys aren't like the, you know, the hanging out till all hours of the night type. But you guys go down after dark down by South Beach at all?
No, we were at South Beach in the morning.
I went to
Clevelander, all those places.
Yeah, me and my wife and the 2 kids, we went down to Miami probably about I don't know, maybe in 22, maybe, or 21. But they, you know, and they'll preface you by saying, like, you know, if you know been to South Beach, like, you know, within the last 10 years, like, you know, it's not really the same, you know, without saying what they really wanted to say. Lots of gang violence down there, lots of beautiful cars going up and down, lots of kids riding on bicycles, literally trying to bump into tourists and stuff like that. So I don't know. I used to love going down to South Beach, man. Me and Shannon used to go down there. We used to hit Club Space. Yes, Delray's nice, absolutely, and the Delano, and my buddy Mike is chiming in on that. But yeah, we used to love going. We'd go to Space, like we'd party all night, you know. Then we'd get up, we'd go to the beach, you know. We'd go to the other, you know, we'd go to the other club on the beach. Then we'd get on the car and we'd go down to the, you know, we'd go down to the Keys. We'd have such a nice time. But I don't know, it was a little weird last time we were at Miami. So I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I guess it's really beautiful. It's nice, and I'm sure you didn't stay in Miami. Where did you guys stay?
We were downtown. We weren't on Miami Beach. We were downtown Miami. But the funny thing is, Rich, you say it changed. I say it changed too because I couldn't find a pastrami sandwich mile high. 30 years ago, there were delis all over the place. Now there's nothing down there really.
Pastrami sandwiches in Miami went out with the mob.
Yeah. You know what? Pastrami went to Hollywood now.
Yeah.
They're way north now. It's Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. That's where the pastrami is now.
Yeah. So out of those places you were at, what was your favorite place and why?
Definitely Miami. We had a great hotel. It was funny because you and Josh were camping, and I called into your show and stuff, and I'm thinking, I'm on like the 15th floor hotel looking at the skyline of Miami, and you guys are like camping with mosquitoes and everything around you and stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. Josh texted me a little today. He's a little mad at me because you know, I guess he thinks the MURF and EDUBBS show is taking precedence over Shooting the Breeze. But listen, Josh, we're a family. We got all this, you know, We got two shows to do, and I haven't done a MURF and EDUBBS show in a while. You know?
Yeah. Now, Rich, I did go to we did go to Raymond James Stadium where my Buccaneers play. I don't know, never been to a game down there, but I finally got in the stadium and stuff, and it was really cool because we're on that pirate ship,
Right.
and the woman told us to hold our ears because the cannons are actually to go off. And what happened? They bust in the rookies.
Wow.
The rookies ran on the field. They did the cannon like 6 times. The rookies ran off the field back in the van and went back to training camp wherever that is. So I thought that was pretty cool. We got a nice little show that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually, that sounds pretty cool. Actually, was it
Yeah,
loud?
a lot of Tom Brady stuff still up on that stadium, believe it or not.
Because they're hoping he's gonna come back, but he's not. He's hanging out with Kim Kardashian and doing his own thing, I guess.
Well, you better make a decision too soon because you know what? 2 weeks from today, Rich. Not only is it my birthday, I turned 55, but it's the first Jets game. Jets and the Cleveland Browns at the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
So I went on StubHub before. Guess how much the cheapest seat is to this game where Aaron Rodgers will probably not even be 100 miles from the stadium.
If it's more than $150, is it?
About 125. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money for a stupid preseason football game. Preseason football is. I don't know. Are you? I don't think we ever discussed this. Are you into the preseason football?
Okay, so this year the Buccaneers play the Jets in the third preseason game.
Right.
And I'm getting the itch to go to that game if tickets are like
Really?
reasonable. I'm talking like $20, $25, $15, whatever. And I think that might be the first game that Aaron Rodgers plays as a Jet. Third game, which he'll probably only play like one string anyhow. Then like one set of downs probably.
All tickets are not doubled. Yeah, I don't. Dude, I have no desire to go sit in a stadium and watch a preseason football game with these guys. Look, you know, I just have no desire for it. I'm not saying anything against it, but I think they should, first of all, they should cut them to 3, maybe 2, you know, and get rid of all the bullshit because if these guys are getting hurt. But other than that, like, I am not a big fan of preseason football.
The fans have to buy the tickets. They charge them on the season ticket plans too. It's crazy.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
You know, it's not even competitive football. Basically, it's like you sit. I always watch. I'm so excited because the last time we saw football was February, Rich, and it starts the preseason, and I'm trying to get into these games, and by the time 5 minutes into the game, I'm already changing the channel.
Yeah, it's boring, dude. I'm not really into it. But listen, before we get into we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to talk about our 40th episode and one of my favorite skits that we do. I like that we do you have your little 40 bit that you do, that significant number 40s.
I really did my homework on this, Rich, because 40 is a very it's a number. It's one of those you turn 40, it's a big birthday and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
41, nobody cares. Right?
Yeah.
So 40 is big, and next week we'll do Tom Seaver at 41. We'll do his tribute. But did you know if you spell the number 40, Rich, it's the only number in the English language whose letters appear in alphabetical order. Now I know all you guys are going to start thinking, let me think of a number.
Wow.
You think in your mind, but if you look at it, 40 is the only number that is alphabetical.
Very interesting. Wow. All right. That's cool. I like it. All right. That's a good one. That's going down. That's going in the Hall of Fame.
Here's another one, Rich. When the bubonic plague hit Europe, ships were isolated in the harbor for 40 days before passengers could go ashore. The Italian word for 40, quaranta. In English, it means quarantine. We heard that word a lot, right?
Wow. All right. 40, huh? Okay.
You like playing Monopoly, Rich? There's 40 spaces on a Monopoly board.
All right. Wow, what else you got?
Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid by the Mets, but he's not on the 40-man roster.
Okay.
The number maximum players the team's going to sign to its roster in the Major League Baseball.
All right.
Forget 9 months. Pregnancies last 40 weeks. It took chemists 40 attempts to develop a magical spray. You know what that spray is, Rich?
Lysol.
No, how about WD-40?
WD-40. Wow. Do you know what WD-40 means?
I'm really on my game tonight, Rich, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
The number of thieves Alibaba clashed with in literature, of course, is 40. 40 in religion means a long time.
Okay.
Jesus fasted for 40 days in the wilderness.
Okay.
Being tempted by the devil. The Great Flood lasted 40 days, 40 nights.
Okay.
The Jews wandered the desert for 40 years, so 40 is a very popular number in terms of biblical terms.
Wow. Spike Lee, one of the great directors. His company is called 40 Acres and a Mule. I guess we all know what the history behind that is.
Yeah, I think there's Kevin having a 40 ouncer there.
Yes, he says there are. And Kevin, you are absolutely right. There is 40 ounces in a 40 ounce of beer. You're absolutely right. I've drank many of those as a kid.
If you think 40 is a lot, please see the standard work week, which sometimes becomes 80, like in my situation.
Yeah.
But I try to get to 40.
Just so you're aware, I have a video on right now. Yes, I do. It's pointing at me right now. I'm sorry, I got very distracted. If I just told you what my wife was doing.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, go ahead. I just got very distracted. Go ahead. Yes, I do. No, actually, yes, I do have about 40 wife beaters. You're absolutely right, Kev.
So here's something you can tell Shannon: 40 years of marriage is the Ruby wedding anniversary.
Wow. Wow.
How about that?
Yeah. We just
40 is the number of positions on a. I'm sorry.
on the Kama Sutra?
Oh no, 40 is the number of positions on a few radio countdown programs. Most notably, the American Top 40 with Casey Kasem, right?
America's Top 40, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 40 is a 1983 song by YouTube. YouTube.
Hi, bro.
From the War album. Yeah.
Wow.
Plutonium is atomic number 40, a metal exceptionally resistant to common corrosion and high temperatures. The Islamic mourning period is 40 days. 40 is the highest number ever counted on Sesame Street. How about that, Rich? I'm really a lot
Why?
of stuff about 40 here, right?
Why is 40 the highest number counted on Sesame Street? What, people don't count past 40? What, the count can't count past 40?
I guess not. 40 is the third point gained in a game of tennis. I can never understand that. That's
Okay.
a scoring system. Ronald Reagan, of course, the 40th president, jelly beans. 1967, he stopped the smoking habit, turned to licorice jelly beans. His favorite. You like licorice jelly beans, Rich?
No, not at all. Not at all. I like strawberry licorice. Black licorice is terrible tasting.
Yeah, nicknamed Dutch from his childhood haircut. He was an actor whose last movie was The Killers in 1964. Partly lost his hearing in one ear when a gun went off on a movie set in the 1930s. Started his career as a Democrat, but had grown conservative in the 50s and declared Republican in 1962. First president to have been divorced. Um, Most important role was saving 77 lives in the summers he spent as a lifeguard. How about that?
Reagan did?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. I like that.
Okay, the 40th state. Any clue what that is?
The 40th state, Wisconsin.
No, you're close. South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Cattle and hog. What's that?
South Dakota?
Yeah, yeah. The leader in cattle and hog production. Unlike North Dakota, tourism is a major industry in South Dakota with such attractions as Mount Rushmore, Wind Cave National Park, Badlands National Park, and Jewel Cave.
Okay.
No major sports in South Dakota, but there are 4 minor league sports teams.
All right.
Most popular sports are fishing and hunting, of course. And now we turn to our number 40 in sports. Not too many number 40s I can think of, but Don Wilson, the 1971 National League All-Star, who pitched 2 no-hitters with the Houston Astros, who actually accidentally died while coming home with a alcohol level of 0.16 one night, 0.167 alcohol level. He parked his car in the garage, shut the door, and fell asleep, and he died of carbon monoxide poisoning. The Astros retired his number, of course. He was a great pitcher with them. Danny Murtaugh, the most successful Pirates manager, wore number 40. Basketball, bad boy, Bill Laimbeer. Remember the Nasty Boys, Rich?
I do. Absolutely. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great documentary on him. Absolutely. The Pistons.
The Nasty Boys were the Reds bullpen. Who were the Pistons? What were they called?
Oh, the Pistons?
They were called.
The Pistons were
They were the Bad Boys or something? I forget
the
what
Bad Boys, yeah.
The Bad Boys, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gale Sayers, the Kansas Comet, first round pick of the Bears in 1965, scored 22 touchdowns as a rookie, scored 6 touchdowns in a game. The most recently broken by Alvin Kamara. He wore number 40. Short career hampered by knee injuries.
Yeah.
And the most important number 40, Rich, Pat Tillman.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my! I completely forgot about that. Yes, absolutely. Bad Boys. There you go, Chris. What's up, Chris? My boy, Chris. Haven't seen him in a long time.
That's what Pat Tillman did.
Well, yeah.
Turned down a contract to go fight for the country, basically, and of course lost his life in friendly fire, basically. But yeah, there's a lot of stories about Pat Tillman. And, I guess after 9/11, that's what drove him to the military.
Yeah, there's it's a sad story. I mean, the guy turned down a big football contract to go fight for his country, and look what happened. I guess what some say it was actually friendly fire. I think, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Unfortunately, and that's it for the number 40. But one more thing about the number 40, Rich.
Yes.
Will the Oakland A's win 40 games this year, or the Kansas City Royals get to 40?
The Oakland A's will not. Kansas City Royals will. On that note, EDUBBS, this is a sports show, right? Now, we're going to get into sports. We're going to talk about the major leagues. We're going to talk about the Mets. We're going to talk about the Yankees. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff going on. We got trade deadline stuff coming up. But a segue into my conversation right now. I've been hearing all week on all platforms, the fan and everything like that. You, Mr. EDUBBS, Yankee fan. Me, Murph, I am a Mets fan. Trade deadline coming up. I offer you this trade right now, straight up. Money changes hand, nothing else. Max Scherzer for Giancarlo Stanton. As a Yankee fan, do you do that?
I heard that trade, Rich. I don't think I want to do that because Stanton's very streaky, and when he starts hitting those home runs, it's going to be like he goes into those tears and stuff. And you know what? I think Stanton's the only guy in the Yankees. Even including Aaron Judge. Stanton's the only guy that rises to the occasion in October. Harrison Bader showed it last year, but Bader's always hurt. But Stanton has shown promise in the playoffs as a Yankee over the past couple of years.
Yes, he has.
What do you do with Max Scherzer?
So, that being said, the answer to my question is I would do that. I would do that in a second. And listen, you know how I feel about Max Scherzer. I think he's a gamer. I actually also think that he's lost not one step, not two steps, but he's probably lost about 6 steps. And I'm tired of watching him go out there, being all Mr. Mad Max Scherzer and going out there and just blowing the game. Because why we got to go? Why do we have stars that could blow the game when the Mets have a? I feel like it's. I kind of feel like it's kind of like Groundhog Year or something, because the bullpen and the New York Mets. If I have to watch them roll out Drew Smith one more time, if I have to watch them roll out John Doe or Phil I Suck or any of those guys, the whole. What our starting pitching is less than mediocre. So when we have a less than mediocre starters and you have a shit bullpen and Edwin Diaz is on the mend somewhere, the Mets are not going anywhere. Guys, if we have any kind of hopes or dreams for even like a wild card or winning a division or something, it's gone. Because we can't pitch, and we only kind of hit, it seems like we only kind of hit when we want to. Why is Daniel Vogelback still on the team? Why is... Look, I'm going to say it. Here we go. I'm going to say it. Met fans are probably going to kill me for it. I know my son's going to kill me for it. What are we doing with Jeff McNeil? What are we doing? The guy can't play. He can't play the field. Okay? He made another error today. He's a less than mediocre second baseman. And the guy is there because he won the batting title last year. All right? First off, if the guy's not hitting singles or doubles, he's not hitting home runs, he's striking out or he's grounding out. So what are we doing, Jeff McNeil? What are we doing here with him? Jeff McNeil is this close to saying, just go or trade him. Trade bait. The guy could go hit 300 somewhere else. Whatever. Okay? What are we doing with Jeff McNeil? I don't know. Anybody have an answer for me?
Yeah, that was my question, Rich. Are the Mets going to be buyers or sellers?
That's what I want to ask you, okay? The Mets being buyers or sellers, okay? Now look. The Mets are in a position right now where I guess you could say that they're similar to the Yankees now as far as with their money. I'm not saying with their fandom and stuff like that. Obviously that the Yankees are a more popular team than the Mets. I understand that. But when you talk about money, monetary situation, I don't think Steve Cohen has it in him to say, let's just throw our hands up or without throwing money at something. I think maybe that if he throws a little money at it now, and nothing happens, I think then you clean house. But I think come trade deadline, I think that this guy's really going to try and make a go for it, okay? I really do, because I would package McNeil in a deal. I would package McNeil. I would package Canna. I'm not saying what I'm going to get. You know what? I would package the two of them in a deal for some decent middle relief. That's what I would do.
Right. You got to do that. You got to get guys, too, that have years before they become free agents and stuff. I heard something strange, Rich. Pete Alonso traded?
No, dude, that's silly. It's a rumor. I don't know who started that rumor. Pete Alonso's not going anywhere. If they trade Pete Alonso, I'm going to stop watching baseball. There's no way. If the Mets trade Pete Alonso, are you out of your mind, dude? That's like, all right, what about if the Yankees trade Judge?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, Alonso's not making any money, right?
Yeah, but he's gonna be. And if they don't give, they better offer him the key to the city when they give him a.
More money if Randy Myers Senior wasn't pitching to him in the home run.
Oh my
derby.
God, how embarrassing is that?
In the home run derby.
Yo, how embarrassing is that?
Is it contract next year, Rich, or after this year? What's he a free agent?
I think it's next year. I think it's next year. He has a arbitration, I think, year or something like that. But I think he's up for a big contract next year.
I heard a wacky story. The wacky story was like the Yankees did with Aroldis Chapman. The Yankees traded Aroldis Chapman to Chicago, and he came back and signed with the Yankees. So if Alonso gets traded, and there's a gentleman's agreement that he'll sign with the Mets come 2025, would you accept that?
No, because you know why? There's no gentleman's agreements anymore. Nobody's a gentleman anymore. Everybody's out for themselves. There's no gentleman's agreement. No, Pete Alonso, either stay a Met or just go. And you know what, though? Look at Pete Alonso. He doesn't want to leave New York, dude. I don't know who's starting these rumors. There's no way that was even spoken about that Pete Alonso is going to get traded from the New York Mets. It's silly, dude. Silly. I'm not saying it to you, but I've heard it all week. And I'm like, will you shut up with the trade Pete Alonso stuff? He's not going anywhere. That guy's the polar bear, and he's going to be the face of the New York Mets for at least the next 10 years. And if he goes, the entire energy and the entire whatever we have left as an organization as hope and just like, I'm not even saying he's the best player on the team. I'm saying he's a personality that's needed in New York. And if he leaves the Mets, no way. It's not happening, dude.
Yeah, I figured so. Plus, he's having an off year. Face it, his stats don't look that great, but he's like the face of the franchise right now.
He is.
Build the team around Pete Alonso like the Yankees do around Judge.
He is. And look, and if it wasn't for this kid in Arizona and Ellie De La Cruz, dude, I don't know about you. You're not a Mets fan, but even you're a baseball fan. Have you ever watched Francisco Alvarez play baseball?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I have. He just has to play every day.
And that's the thing. He is playing every day now. It seems like the guy can hit a home run at any point.
Yep. But defensively,
Defensively, he's learning. I'm fine with the way he's defensively catching. Fine.
Yep.
I don't think that guy.
Pick him on the Yankees any day with the Yankees catching situation. I mean, the Yankees are out there. They're talking about trading for a catcher. I don't know who goes, Hickey or Trevino, but yeah, the Yankees catching sucks. I mean, the Mets catching, they had Gary Sanchez for a week, basically. Whatever happened to that, but yeah, no, I like this kid. I like the Mets young. I think the Mets have better young guys than the Yankees have in their system. I do like this guy, Drew Thorpe, who's pitching for the Renegades. It seems like every time we go to a Renegades game, this kid pitches. And I heard about his name being tossed around in the possible Ohtani trade. Now, what do you think about Ohtani, Rich? What do you think about that? Do you think he'll be traded?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you brought this to my attention. Okay, Shohei Ohtani. Okay, first off, I heard the Mets aren't even looking at him or whatever, but if Francisco Alvarez is involved in that trade, it's a straight, hard no. I don't even care if it's Shohei Ohtani. It's a straight, hard no, and I don't even care if Ohtani says I'm going to sign for the next 10 years. We have a future catcher. You don't see guys like him come around. That's A, okay? B, okay? Everybody's saying that you trade for Ohtani, then you're going to have to give him money, and how much money is going to this, and how much money is that. Let's just say arbitrarily, the Mets they trade, and they get a really good deal, and they sign Ohtani, and Ohtani says, before I get the trade goes through, I want a contract. So Stevie Cohen says, you know what, Shohei? You're the best player in baseball. You're kind of young. I'm going to give you a 10-year, $650 million contract. Okay? Now, to the average person, that sounds pretty crazy, right? Okay, now, let me tell you why it doesn't sound crazy. Because if you give this guy $650 million, okay, let's just say that's over the course of 10 years. So let's just say you're paying him $60 million a year. Let's just go with that number of let's even give him $65 a year, okay? Do you know the monetary influence he is going to have across not only the United States, the world, the entire Asia is going to be wearing New York Mets Shohei Ohtani jerseys. People in Seattle, people in California. $1 billion is going to go just in his goddamn jersey sale, dude. So to give a player like Shohei Ohtani $650 million, which sounds completely outrageous to the fan, dude, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're the Mets, and you know how the Mets, you can make fun of them, how they don't draw, or on a random Tuesday night, there's only they say there's 20, but there's only 7. There will be 46,000 people in that stadium every single night, at least for the first year at Citi Field. And 6 months, that $600 million contract pays for itself. After that, everything else is gravy, dude. And you have the best player in baseball. So you're talking about getting rid of top prospects? That's what I'm wary about. Give the guy $1 billion. I don't care. The amount of money he's going to generate for his prospective team is unfathomable. Because they love him in Japan, dude. The money is going to be unfathomable. Give him $700 million. Who cares?
Yeah, and it all happened with Mike Trout getting hurt that he became on the market again because the Angels are doing pretty good. We saw what they did to the Yankees this week, and actually the Angels are in a pretty good position for a wild card, so they might not even trade Ohtani. But then again, they run the risk of losing him at the end of the season, getting nothing, So it's going to be interesting. We're just 11 days away from the magic August 1st date. And, I don't know what's going to go down. The Yankees might do something, and I think the Yankees might do a Nolan Arenado trade, which would they take on the money, and they give nothing up, basically, because it's the Cardinals just wanting to sell him. I can't believe the Cardinals being the sellers.
No.
After all the years, the Cardinals are like the best team.
No.
They never sell, but I think this is the year they sell.
Yeah. St. Louis, yeah, you think they're going to sell both of them?
I don't know. It's crazy. I like what Kevin said. Juan Soto, I would take Juan Soto.
Oh, I take Juan Soto. I would take Juan Soto in a second out in right field. But again, that's all we're talking. Like, listen, Juan Soto, again, he's a good player, but he's taken a couple steps back. I mean, when Juan Soto takes a couple steps back, he becomes an average player, a better than average player. But he's not. But he's, I mean, look. Last year, I was not that I was reluctant to say Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. I'm not reluctant, but I was still a little skeptical because oh my God, this guy comes in from Japan. He's pitching, and he's striking people out, he's hitting home runs. But this year, dude, it hands down, they should just give him the MVP for both leagues.
And Cy Young, right?
Yeah. The MVP, Cy Young, whatever, Offensive Player of the Year. Well, you don't got to spread it around when there's one guy that's doing everything. What, do you got to spread it around so you don't hurt anybody's feelings? No, give the guy every award. The guy has 2 games this season where he hits at least a home run and strikes out more than 9 batters. He's done that twice this year.
Did you see, Rich, at one time his batting average was higher than his ERA? Did you see that?
Yeah. I mean that. And let me ask you a question. Why do you think that is? That's a different question. You're Shohei Ohtani. You're the best player in baseball right now. What's going through your mind? Like, what do you think goes through an Asian baseball player's mind when he thinks about contracts? Like, do you think about, like, he wants to, because I'm assuming listen, it's the same all over the world. You want to win. You want to be the best. I don't care if you're living in a shack somewhere in Mexico. You still want to be the best and win. Sure. Where do you go if you're Shohei Ohtani? But I'm not even talking about right now. I'm not talking about geography. I'm just talking about you as the best player in baseball doing the best thing for you to go win a championship. What team do you think, it doesn't even have to be a team that's in the hunt for him. Just what team do you think that he goes to and just makes a significant difference and boom, he wins that chip?
Well, I would think the Dodgers.
No, I don't think the Dodgers do. Dodgers can't win. What if the Dodgers won? Let's go back in history besides 1988. What if the Dodgers won, dude? They won in 2020? It's COVID year. They won the COVID World Series. They won the COVID World Series after 5 and 6 years in a row. They were supposed to win the World Series, but yet they go in for a 60-game season and they win that World Series? No, the Dodgers are not winners. They're losers. Losers.
What team are you thinking about, Rich? What team?
To win a World Series right now? Go to the Reds, man. Go to the Reds. Again, look, Eric, I know there's not enough money in Cincinnati, whatever, but go to the Reds. Go to Baltimore. Go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Bring that city back. Bring that city a World Series. Dude, could you imagine if Shohei Ohtani somehow found out a way to get to Baltimore?
Crazy.
Oh my God!
Playing right now, Rich.
Yeah.
They passed the Rays last night. They're a couple of percentage points, and they're playing the Rays tonight. Actually,
No, they're in first place.
they sure are. The Rays got off to that big start too. They played the shitty teams and stuff. And oh yeah, but I said they'd come back down to earth. And meanwhile, the Yankees had that easy schedule. The Yankees couldn't get out of that easy schedule they just had. You know, losing the Cubs and Angels and whoever else they were losing to. It just doesn't make any sense. You got to win those games. The schedule's different this year, Rich. I think the trading deadline's going to be different because the schedule's you don't play your division opponents anymore now. You finish with them now, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I like I said, I would go there. I'd go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati has not only do they have Ellie De La Cruz, they have legit young stars in that town. Same with Arizona. I'm not saying go to Arizona you win, but what?
I put on Facebook a couple weeks ago Matt McClain. He's not chopped liver. This guy is.
No, he's not.
They got some proper rookies between the Reds and the Orioles. They got really good player developmental.
But that's what I'm saying. But why though? Do you think it's just like I was going to take a chance on this guy? We're going to take a chance on that guy. Why is their homework done? And some teams get the guy, some teams don't get the guy.
Well, I guess it helps that they had some bad records over the years. That they could put, top 5 draft picks every year. I think by doing that, look what Tampa did too. Being a crappy team. So I don't think the Yankees are going to tank for 5 years, Rich, and get these top. I really don't think they're going to tank, but
No.
they're eventually going to have to. It's going to cave in. I mean, you're going to have no farm system. You're going to be losing 100 games a year. I mean, Steinbrenner's not spending money. And they put these contracts out there. It's a standing contract. He's got another 5 years with the Yankees. Garrett Cole's got another 6 or 7 years. It's crazy. Josh Donaldson, he's on the 60-day disabled list. His Yankee career's over. Thank God.
And again, I don't understand what they're doing. They're sitting in the dugout. They're laughing. They're yucking it up. I mean, look,
You know what? Gleyber Torres, the guy is. You got to get him. He's like never serious. Always joking around. Reminds me of Robinson Cano. Actually, Cano never. He was the same type of player. He's always joking around, never hustling, bonehead plays in the field and stuff. I mean, Gleyber Torres is the cancer to this team right now. People don't realize. I mean, he's the only one that's hitting lately. So I guess kind of give him benefit of the doubt because he is kind of like driving in runs, which the Yankees probably get shut out every night. But I just got to get him off the team. He just lackadaisical. I can't stand him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but he's always been that guy though. Like everybody was so excited when he came up, right? But then he comes up, then he comes up and he.
One of the top 5 prospects in baseball. The Yankees actually sold that year. They sold all their players. They brought in Gleyber Torres, and they brought in that guy Clint Frazier. He was supposed to be great too. Look what happened to him.
He's out of baseball, right?
No, he's playing for some team. I think I saw him with the White Sox last, or the Cubs. One of those two teams.
Well, he wasn't playing for the White Sox because the Mets were playing the White Sox the last couple of days. I would have seen that.
Cubs he was playing for. Somewhere he's playing.
I would have seen that big head of red hair.
Yeah, remember that?
He's a little bit of a weird guy, though, from what I understand. It's like some of the stuff he says about, well, maybe he's not a weird guy. Maybe he's an honest guy. Talking about how he doesn't feel.
Yankee roster by talking like that, Rich.
What?
Really, he made himself out to be like he was a star the way he was talking. And
He was
stuff, and,
he was bitter, man.
Yankee way.
He was bitter, man.
Yeah, very, very.
Hey, but you know what though? If he's
He gave every opportunity too. I don't know why he's bitter, right?
that's the thing. Like if you're bitter, that's fine. But have you done anything since then?
It's like, what have you done for me lately?
None. Have you done anything? Look, I get it. You're a Major League Baseball player, but do something. Like if you're gonna talk like you're this big guy, a big home run hitter, and the Yankees screwed me, and they never gave me a chance, and this, that, and the other thing. Okay, so you've been to 2 more teams now, and you really where's this guy's name? Thinking he's like a big home run hitter or a big player. He's really not doing anything.
He's on the White Sox, Rich. He's on the bench. So.
Oh well, listen. I watched every inning of both games yesterday, and I listened to some of today, and I didn't hear his name once. So that shows you how good Clint Frazier is doing. Nope. Now,
He's batting 197 this year. No home runs, so he's doing really good this year. I'm surprised he didn't make the All-Star game. Hey, Rich, you watched the All-Star game last week?
did I watch the All-Star game? I watched a little bit of it, I guess. I mean,
They got those uniforms. I like when they used to wear their old uniforms. Players.
Eric, nothing.
Team uniforms, I should say.
nothing was like the All-Star game. Let's just pick a year, 1983 or 86 even, or 79. Nothing was like that. And you know the reason why, and I know the reason why, and you know the reason why, because of television coverage. Like I said, look at you. You're a Yankee fan, all right? So you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Let's just say that you were a Tampa Bay Ray fan, for lack of a conversation, okay? You would never in a million years get to see your stars play on TV. But July 7th, Tuesday night, you would get to see your guy that played for Tampa, or your guy that played for the California Angels, or your guy that you would get to see him in his uniform representing. So it's not like it's going to be, you know, we see him all the time now. But like back then, it was like you get to see that uniform. It's like they represent your team. It's like, damn, it's like, there's my guy. Unfortunately, I'm a Met fan growing up, so I really have had not too many men of all-stars. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like when but that's when it meant something. I think now, it's a yuck fest now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you go, they all hang out with their buddies, which is fine, you know, because it has to be done. But I like the home run derby. I really do. And I think because of, what's his name there? Pete Alonso was mad. But whatever, you know. It's okay. But bottom line is it's okay.
I didn't like the split screen for the home run derby. That threw me a little off. I just like, you know, I like just the one angle where the guy hits it, you know, and they have the kids in the outfield and one kid just face planted. Did you see that?
Yeah. Did you see was it the Yankee game last week where somebody fell onto the field?
I think it was the Mets game, one of the games I saw, and he had his hands up, right?
Yeah, because I guess they thought he was trying to rush the field, but he was like, no, he's got his hands up. No, I fell. He fell from like.
The other night, the guy ran on the field and was running towards Anthony Volpe, and he threw a T-shirt at him, and the guards came from all four angles and just, you know, they just blasted the guy. They broadsided him.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
What the hell's that all about?
What do you call it? And you know what? I got a little sidetracked. I was going to mention to you something about having a favorite baseball player.
Oh yeah.
Now, listen, you know me, how sometimes, like, listen, I have a Ken Griffey jersey. I love Ken Griffey Jr. I love Nolan Ryan. Like, you know, I always talk about Bob Gibson. Like, Bob Gibson, I never was able to watch him play. But there's just like, no, but there's like certain guys, like, you know, through the history, like, you know, even when I was a kid, like, you know, I always had their baseball cards. Like, you know, I could tell you, like, I love Albert Bell. I love Ken Griffey Jr. I love Nolan Ryan. And those are three baseball players that I can say off the top of my head are probably my favorite baseball players. And I'm going to add another name to this list, and it just hit me the other day. And it's going to sound weird, because I've never had a favorite player play for my team. Now, I'm going to say his name right off the bat. I love Francisco Lindor, dude. And I know it's not a popular sentiment among Mets fans, but I'm just like, I like rookie Cleveland Indian Francisco Lindor. I like second-year Francisco Lindor. I like Puerto Rican Francisco Lindor playing on the Puerto Rican national team. I like Met Francisco Lindor. I love him as a baseball player, dude, because listen, he doesn't do Jeter stuff. He's not Derek Jeter. I know that's that's blasphemy to say, but little things that he does on the field that get he makes less error. He doesn't make errors to a point where when he makes an error, I find myself, dude, what are you doing? You made an error? Because it hit me the other night. I'm like, when he made an error, I think like last week or something. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? But I pointed out the fact that the guy made an error. The guy is a spot-on fielder. He's a spot-on teammate. And if you don't think that guy has almost 100% of trying to keep that locker room together between the players, you're crazy, and you're not looking at what he's doing in the other night, for instance. That what do you call it? I was watching the game. Was it last night? There was a pitch clock violation, right? Umpire comes out, calls a pitch clock violation. Before Buck Showalter even says anything, what's his name hit the ball out to right field, and the ball got caught. It was a beautiful catch. He caught the ball, rolled over. His wrist was hurting him a little bit. I guess the pitcher was giving him a little time to get up. So, point of the matter is, the pitch clock's still going. The players are wandering around. Nimmo's ready to hit. Calls a pitch clock violation because the pitcher wasn't ready to hit. But you know what, though? Lindor was the first one to jump up out of his seat and say he was waiting for the guy out in right field, arguing with the umpire, and then Buck finally said, stop, stop, stop. But little bullshit things like that he sees on the field, or whether it's grabbing Brett Beatty last week when Brett Beatty went 0 for 4 and he struck out 3 times, whether it's sitting with him on a bench saying, I strike out all the time, dude, and Brett Beatty's playing great now. Francisco Lindor does a lot of things that people don't see, and I think, and even going back to the days of when I watched an interview with him playing shortstop on how when he was a young shortstop in the league, he used to want to talk to the pitchers and want to know like where the pitchers were setting up, or he would talk to the catcher and want to know what the signs were. And the catchers, why would you want to know what the signs were? Because he'd be like, I want to know what pitch is coming because I know where to set my body. Just like little things like that, just of being a baseball player. Like Francisco Lindor is right up there now he's one of my all-time favorite baseball players, and he gets a lot of heat from Met fans, and he gets a lot, but baseball-wise, the guy's he's just a spot-on great baseball player, a spot-on great guy for the game. He's great for the game too, man.
Yeah, I got a Francisco Lindor story. He went to the Mets game last year. There was a runner on first base. I think it was the Nationals. The Mets
You're right.
were playing, and fast guy on first base. The guy up hits like a little line drive to Lindor. What does Lindor do? He like drops it, and he gets the guy out at second base. The guy that was fast, the slow running on first base. So that's the stuff. Like it's like he's in the game.
That's not stuff that's taught. That's stuff that he's like, I just split decisions.
And that's a total 180 from Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
Different, you know? And you can tell Lindor's focus. I mean, Lindor could be a manager one day. He's got the qualities. He's a baseball guy.
Yo, last week watching the game, I forgot who they were playing. Last week, the infield's playing in, all 4. I think it was the bottom of the ninth. It was something or whatever. But infield is playing in. There was 1 out. I forgot who it was. I think they're playing the Dodgers. But Lindor's playing in. The ball was Muncy. It was smashed by Muncy to Lindor. A ground ball hit really hard. Lindor picked it up, playing short, flipped it to second, flipped it to first, ends the game on a double play, playing short on a ball smashed at him by Max Muncy because he was playing up because he knew he could make the double play and end the game. And it was confident, too. It wasn't like he knew exactly. He got the ball, he went to second to first, game over. It's like he just does a lot. And even Kevin says, I know Kevin's a Yankee fan, and he's a ball player. He is a ball player. And that's always why I loved Derek Jeter. Because he's a ball player. I like baseball players. And, I like these guys that go out there and they don't give a shit about what's going on around. They're just going to go and they're going to play baseball. And Lindor is always smiling. The guy's always happy. He's always talking to everybody. But the guy's a ball player. And you know what, though? The guy shows up every single day, never takes a day off. Ever.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, he played 161 games last year, only missed 1 game.
Yeah.
And this year he missed the game when his wife had a baby, right? Is that the only game he missed?
Yeah, and his wife told him to go to the field. She got to want you here. He showed up at the ballpark because his wife kicked him out. But and he's a super nice guy too.
He's destined for the Hall of Fame or no?
Oh yes, well come on, with the crop of people that are getting in the Hall of Fame now, and not even comparatively to that, just like him as a baseball player, absolutely he's in the Hall of Fame, dude. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not listen.
He's got the numbers right now. He's only 29 years old too, so if he keeps it up,
I just foresee him like he can't, he's another one that can't go anywhere. He can't go anywhere either because he's just a big part of that keeping that morale. And again, I know the morale's not really that good in the Mets right now. I understand that, but there are a couple players that are trying to keep it together. Who thought Tommy Pham would have been playing this good?
he might get traded too. Tommy Pham. He's got a good trade. He could be good trade bait. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I guess. And they're talking about Vogelbach getting traded to the Yankees. What do you think about that?
Oh, stop already. You know what? Getting back to the Yankees, Rich, and I heard a conversation about this. What do you think about Giancarlo Stanton making the Hall of Fame? He's got 390 home runs right now. Figured if he can get to 500, it's a shoo-in, basically. What do you think?
He's not Big Papi, so no. He's a DH. He's a glorified DH at this point, so no, he's not a Hall of Famer. I don't think so.
500 home runs. 500 home runs.
I guess that's your standard. I guess if he hits 500, I guess you put him in because of that.
Bell have over 500 home runs, right? He's got over 500.
But he's not in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I said. Yeah. So maybe it's not the ticket anymore. 500 home runs.
Well, also Albert Bell was one of the meanest human beings on the planet. But yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame as listen, if he gets 500 home runs, I guess you got to put him in, right?
But he's only at 127 as a Yankee and stuff. But here's another thing. Like, how much longer do you think they're going to give Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman? Steinbrenner just loves
Well, there's got to be something in there where there's got to be some kind of promissory note or something like that. That, like, because I guess the old man loved Cashman, right?
It's ridiculous. And I think, either Carlos Beltran or Don Mattingly was the next manager of the Yankees. I don't think this can go on. Aaron Boone, he just, I don't know. First of all, he lost the team. The team, it's totally in disarray right now. The bullpen was the Achilles heel, but even the guys in the pen are giving up runs now. The starting pitching was, look at Rodon. Rodon's getting hit around. You see, he blew a kiss last night to the Yankees
He's
fans.
blowing.
You see that?
He's blowing kisses to the Yankee fans. You just paid this guy almost $200 million. He gets hurt, and then he's blowing kisses. He gets out in 4.1 with a terrible outing, and he's blowing kisses to the Yankee fans.
He's throwing batting practice. Last night he was throwing. Well, first couple of games. I mean, look at Colorado too. I mean, Colorado, they took 2-3 from the Yankees. I mean, that's inexcusable. You can't do that. It's just like, I don't know, this Yankee team. They better turn around fast. I mean, we're on July 20th already. There's 2 months left in the season. If they want to do something, I mean, I understand they need Aaron Judge back. I mean, Judge is the catalyst. He's like the star. They're saying August 1st now. I don't know. I never hurt my toe that bad. I don't know. I guess with the big toe, it controls your running and stuff like that. So, but they definitely need Judge back because this is just lethargic. Anthony Rizzo hasn't hit a home run since the Donald Trump presidency. It seems. I mean, he was having a great. The Yankees really have to do something.
They were break. They were breaking Anthony Rizzo's chops the other day because Anthony Rizzo's got some kind of charity where for every home run he hits, I can think they donate like $100,000 or something to some crazy charity, and they were breaking his chops the other day. I was like, maybe it should have picked another baseball player to run their charity because this guy's not hitting any home runs.
Oh my God! Seriously, right?
That's crazy. Imagine.
I agree. Judge is Reggie Jackson. Judge stirs the drink. We saw Judge carry the Yankees last year. Without Judge this year, it's been nothing. So hopefully he gets back soon and stuff. But can't come back soon or not. It's just like ridiculous already. But you put the Yankees in the AL Central there in first place, right? So go figure.
Eric, I don't think Judge is coming back, dude.
You don't think he's coming back, huh?
Dude, a toe. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was a toe, he would have been out for a couple of weeks. But I'm not saying it's a toe. But if it was just his toe, he'd be out for a couple of weeks, like bending it. But I think there's something going on there. I think like he ripped his toe ligaments or something. I think they're not. I think they're not telling us like really, really like what happened.
He's taking batting practice. He's running around the field and stuff. But we'll see. I don't know. I know. It didn't seem like a bad injury when he made that catch. And stuff.
No, it didn't. Well, bottom line is with these Mets and Yankees, like we're both playing mediocre baseball at best. I don't foresee my team even making a wild card unless they make some kind of stupid run or they do some crazy stuff by the trade deadline. I just really don't see. I just don't see them doing anything really. To be completely honest with you, I don't even know who's going to win the World Series this year, dude. I really don't. It's like kind of like it's all over the place.
I watch a lot of games, Rich. You really got to watch out for the Texas Rangers. Texas is playing great ball.
I'm so happy they're doing it without DeGrom.
With Astros injuries and stuff. But yeah, Texas is really playing good ball.
But doesn't it sound crazy to even pick a team like Texas, Cincinnati, Baltimore, or Arizona to say you're hanging your hat on those guys winning the World Series? Although it could happen, it just sounds weird though, right?
Yeah, because, every year it seems like the same old teams in the playoffs. And, we might not see the Yankees. We might not see the Mets. We might not see the Padres. They're another team that's struggling, the Padres, Rich. They were supposed to be, the cream of the National League West. Look at them.
I know. Hey, Kev, I'm sorry. I saw you call those 3 times, and every time I hit the button, for some reason, your name goes away, and I don't get you on. I'm not screening you or silencing you. I'm trying to get you on, but every time I hit the button, it goes away. I don't know what's going on with it tonight, dude.
Talk about a team worth $6 billion.
Wait, what's that? Is that new toe growing injury? Be careful. Ernie's chiming in on
Let's talk about the Redskins.
Facebook Live. What's that? Yeah. All right, so what else? So we got anything else that you want to talk about with baseball related? Let's see. I got a couple of notes here that I wanted to. Ellie De La Cruz, Corbin Carroll.
Cruz's throw to first base, Rich,
Unbelievable.
97 miles an hour.
Unbelievable, dude. Absolutely unbelievable. Hold on a second. Let's get Kev here. See anybody? Oh, there it goes.
Hey, here he is.
Orbs.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's happening, Kev? How are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations
One.
That's a big moment there.
Yeah. It's ironically our 40th episode coincided with our 1 year anniversary, and we just realized that today. So that's awesome, dude. And you've been a part of it the whole time, Kev.
Well, like 98% of it.
Yeah, 98%.
You're right.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. But what are you up to? How's everything going? Listen, I saw on that Facebook post there. It seems like you got a little defensive about my Babe Ruth comment.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, why are you getting on the babe, man? It's like everything to you.
Nothing.
You know?
He's never done anything for me either.
It's like you were like, I don't know, trying to ship or something. It was just odd. You know?
You know what?
Trying to discredit his accomplishments of some sorts.
Because he has more rings than the Mets do.
Yeah, and listen, the grainy photos. Did he really hit all those home runs?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, maybe maybe you could have cut that. I don't know. Listen, Babe Ruth was great. I get it, but Shohei Ohtani's just playing on such a higher level, than like anybody else that's ever played in the entire history of the sport right now.
Well, he's playing on a level of someone in the history of the sport.
Well, who? Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds.
Well, Barry Bonds never pitched.
True. Listen, I've really never seen Babe Ruth pitch. With that video, it could have been Satchel Paige dressed in a fat suit. I don't know. You never know. Satchel Paige could have said, "Listen, I want to play in the big leagues with all the big guys. It's like I'll put a Babe Ruth suit on and I'll pitch." So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'll come to fruition one day.
Did you know Babe Ruth had 136 triples?
Really? Well, that's
Who has even 10 triples nowadays, right?
well. I do gotta say something about this game of baseball that's coming back. The stealing bases is getting a little more now. I mean, people are legging out. I think people are legging out more triples than they were used to just legging out doubles. I think the game's getting changing a little bit for the better. What do you guys think?
I love the time clock.
So I got a little triples trivia tidbit for you boys about
Okay.
Shohei. I think, I'm not positive at this point, but I do think he does lead the league in triples as well as home runs. And like I think there's like 3 players to ever do that like throughout a season. And it's like Willie Mays, like huge guys. Like
Yeah.
I'm not denying this guy.
Yeah.
By any means. Like he is it. You know.
Yes.
But yeah, like speaking of triples, like he has I don't know, maybe 7?
That's unbelievable.
Yep.
That's
Somewhere around there.
That's-
Which I think leads the league. But yeah, like he's just doing some amazing things, man. Like he is just incredible. But I think he won't be able to sustain it.
You don't think so?
I don't, man. I honestly don't. Like I think like whoever gets this guy, whether the Angels keep him or he goes somewhere, like you do this with every player, but you're paying for past production, not like realistic expectations.
Yeah, but Kev, don't you think that if you just take a shot on this guy and give this guy money, just like the ticket sales and the jersey sales alone will take care of that contract?
Sure, maybe. But I'm not business savvy enough to like say yeah,
No,
because like I'm sure there's a lot more involved.
yeah.
Like owning a team and like dealing with these like luxury tax issues and stuff like that, and like you're hamstrung for like 6 years and things like that. So
Yeah.
You really got to make the
I
commitment.
don't know. Like I would love him for a year.
Okay.
You know?
But what are you willing to give up?
Like if I could get him as a rental, yeah, all in, hands down, all in.
All right, so that being said, the Yankees get Shohei Ohtani this year as a rental. Do they win the World Series?
No, not a guarantee. Like there's a lot more going on with the Yankees than just missing Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, then think about this. So you get Shohei Ohtani. Okay, get him as a rental. Then you're out Volpe, Peraza. Name your other stars. You know that could, Dominguez. You know, are you willing to get rid of these three guys? You know, just to have somebody as a rental?
Um,
Volpe might be a
no,
little tough.
like I'm not. You know, only because like it's not really like putting that last nail into the World Series. You know, there's no quote unquote guarantee. There's no guarantees anyway.
No, no.
Um, like if he was the missing piece, then maybe. You
Yeah,
know, like the like a maybe with a question mark.
yeah. Like, listen, like I said before, dude, put Shohei Otani somehow on the Baltimore Orioles right now, that you could hand them the World Series.
Yep. What about Tampa, Rich?
Dude,
Tampa.
Tampa, listen, Tampa's lost 11 of the last 14, dude.
Yeah, but they need a spark. He could be the
Like
spark they need.
maybe Baltimore, but like I don't think Baltimore could afford him.
Right. I'm just talking about situationally, dude. I'm just putting him on a team that's ready to win right this second. If you put
As a rental, Rich, right?
as a rental, yeah, even as a rental. But I mean, listen, I do understand you're gonna have to empty out farm systems, this, that, and the other thing. But if you do get him, and you don't have to, like, just like hypothetically speaking, like Baltimore somehow pulls off the steal of the century, and they're able to keep, you know, the catcher, they have the Rushman, they have all those guys there, and then he comes on there. I think they win the World Series with him. I really do. They're playing that good.
I got a team for you, Rich. I got a team.
That's also the other thing. It's like getting him, yeah, sure, but like what you're giving to get him,
Right,
is,
right.
Like that, it really doesn't equate in the end.
Right.
You know,
What about Atlanta,
especially
Rich?
with the Yankees,
What about if he goes to
which is
Atlanta?
not fair. Playoffs, obviously.
Yeah. But Eric, that's my worst. Eric, you just said something. That's my worst nightmare. Going to Atlanta.
Rental, Rich, as a rental.
Going to Atlanta.
Miami, as a matter of fact, too. Miami had Otani too, right?
Yeah, if he's gonna go anywhere, he's gonna go to a hub.
Yep.
You know, like probably the Dodgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Seattle.
Padres.
Yeah.
You know, like honestly, I feel like he's a West Coast guy because.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I don't know if I'm getting into, you know, like riptide here, but like a lot of Asian players sort of prefer the West Coast.
Yeah.
Dude.
I said I thought that I for the longest time, and I still think it might be. I thought he was going to go to Seattle.
Yeah. How about the Giants too?
Yeah. Well, the Giants. Well, you know, at the end of the day, none of us know what's going on in the Otani household. They could be just sitting there, like, you know, it's like, you know what? I'm going to retire next year, man. I'm done with baseball. They could be saying that. His wife could be like, Shohead, he's like, I don't want you going to that baseball field anymore. Don't you think you made enough money and hit enough home runs? You're retiring. Yes, dear. And he's done.
Wow.
Just like that. See how a woman could just destroy it? Just like that. But honey, I'm the greatest baseball. But honey, I'm the greatest baseball player on the planet. Yeah, but you're the worst husband on the planet. So get your ass over here now and cook me dinner. You know? Right? I don't know.
And he'll still make the Hall of Fame after 5 years, Rich.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course you will. Of course you will. Of course you will. All right.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. How much money do you think he's going to get next year in a contract? How much? What do you, 50, 60 million a year?
He's gonna get 60.
Yeah,
60, right?
Yeah.
I agree, Kev. I agree. He's
Somewhere in like the 60, 63 range. You know, and honestly, like I don't think he's gonna get a long-term deal. He's gonna get like a 4-year deal, maybe.
Oh wow. I think that's short, huh?
I think so, man. Because I think everybody like.
I agree,
I've had
Kev.
this belief for a long time. Like he's absolutely phenomenal. You know.
Yeah.
But it kind of like how long can you sustain that? You know, like
Close to 30 years old too. He's
like
29. Yeah.
like at some point you're gonna have to pick one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you're paying 60 for a guy that's doing half of what he did before. You know.
And the DH, right? He never plays the field. He's only DH.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just think you're coming across somebody that's just like a once in a lifetime, a generational player. You know what I mean? It's like,
Totally agree. But I think you have to take that last thing I just said into account. You know.
yeah, no, you're right.
It's unsustainable what he's doing right now, as far as contract goes in futures and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
And the price he's going to command for a trade,
Right.
You know,
Listen, like you guys have like you have Volpe, and I don't know how you guys feel about Dominguez, but and on my end, I have Alvarez and even Beatty to that degree. But you are not. I don't care who you're giving me. You are not getting Francisco Alvarez from the Mets. There's no way. He's a catcher, and the guy is just a home run hitting machine, dude. So I am not. I don't care if it's Shohei Ohtani.
honestly, man, like if you as a Met fan want him, like you're gonna have to give him up.
Then I don't have Shohei Ohtani. I think he could stay in California. I don't care. I'm not giving up Alvarez for him. There's no way in hell I'm giving up Alvarez.
Like that's a piece that's not gonna be able to not be part of the puzzle when it comes to getting him. You know.
Then I guess I'll have Tyler McGill starting and David Peterson starting baseball games for me because at least Francisco Alvarez will be catching the baseball and hitting home runs.
He's not going to command three prospects. He's going to have to command at least like a prime time producer in the major leagues at this particular moment. You know.
Well, listen, I hate to say it too, but you could have Mark Vientos and Ronnie Mauricio. Take them. I'm not saying that I'm not saying take them like like Fufu take them, but they're really good ball players. I'd hate to part with them, but I would part with them, but not Alvarez.
Yeah, like for you guys, like if there was some way you could get him by giving up McNeil and not Alvarez and whoever else, then yeah, I'd be totally on board as a Met fan for that.
Kev, I don't know if you heard before. I'm so tired of Jeff McNeil too. I'm tired of the squirrel. Oh, the little squirrels. No, I'm tired of him too. He can't play the field and he doesn't hit home runs. If he's not batting 300, what are you doing? I don't know.
No, I hear you.
Very, just very, very, very.
One question, Kevin. What about Nolan Arenado coming to the Yankees?
Yeah, yeah. For what though?
Exactly.
It'd be cheap. It would be money. It's a money swap.
Just
So
a
the Cardinals
flat money.
would be happy to get rid of the salary.
Yeah, I would totally absorb it. Yeah.
He's got about 4 or 5 years left on the contract, and he'll give you more production than Donaldson gave you.
Yeah.
I mean, Donaldson, dude, I think I get hit fucking 220.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's terrible.
You know?
He's terrible.
And that's what, like 40 more points than he's hitting right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like more home runs than singles, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. Whatever. So anything else going on, Kev? What else is new?
$6 billion.
Yeah, 6.5. 6.05.
Yes. Now, what is that all about? I just heard that, Kev, and you're the Redskin fan here. Like, what that means? That means what's his name's not your owner anymore?
That means that my 24 years of purgatory are over.
Wow.
Wow. And he's been there for not long, huh?
Yeah, he's been there long.
Ah, he was terrible owner.
Yeah.
Who bought them?
Like, honestly, so glad to just get rid of that guy.
Yeah.
Josh Harris bought him. Who's Josh
Yeah,
Harris?
Josh Harris. He owns the Devils and he owns the 76ers.
Oh, okay. He's part of that group. I heard that. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So, like, we're all like fucking sunrises over here in the Washington Commanders household.
Dude, how awesome must your life be if you could just like sit around the house one day and just be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy the Redskins. What do you think, honey? Could you imagine to have that kind of money? You know, it's like I have to ask my wife to go to the store. I have to ask my wife if I'm gonna go to the store to go buy some weed. You know, honey, can I get $40 to go buy some weed? It's like this guy's asking to buy. This guy's buying a fucking a franchise, a football team. You know, I guess money's relative, but
But he owes 2 other teams, Rich. What's the third team? Now he'll buy a baseball team too.
yeah.
MLS team too.
Yeah.
Those only cost $1.98.
Oh, not the women. The women are pretty damn good, man.
Oh, the World Cup starts. You gonna watch, Rich?
I think.
Pretty damn good, but they get beat the fuck up by a fucking 16-year-old high school.
Yo, The only reason I'm gonna be watching is because what's her name is that she's a looker. That one soccer player. Yeah, dude. What's her last name?
Morgan.
Morgan. Alex Morgan. That's her name, right? Yeah.
She's the looker.
Yeah, she is. And she looks pretty good in soccer pants, too. So maybe I might be checking out the women's soccer. But that's crazy, though. Like,
Episode 41 soccer report, Rich.
hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Is that annoying one still play? The blonde one? Does she still play on that team?
I think she
No,
does.
the one that changes the hair.
The one that has all all that righteous stuff to say?
Yeah, this is her last time, I think. Her last go around.
Yeah.
Megan Ripken.
Ah,
Yeah, that's her name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever with Megan Ripken. Just go retire. She doesn't even like sports. She just wants to be a
They're the favorites to win the United States.
she wants to be a social justice warrior or something.
It'd be their third in a row. Like
Yeah, they play Vietnam, I think. They kick off with Vietnam tomorrow night or something.
Vietnam.
Yeah, I actually just saw that on SportsCenter earlier.
Yeah. I never knew Vietnam had a soccer team.
No, I know.
I don't follow it, but I do catch like little blurbs of things. Like, oh, the World Cup's starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I had no idea until like 2 hours ago.
No, I've been kind of following it because, like I said, every time that chick is on TV, I turn and I stop whatever I'm doing to watch the television. So that's the only reason why I knew that the World Cup was this week.
Hey man, however your awareness is how it is.
Yeah, exactly. So with this new ownership here with the Washington Redskins, Kev, what do you think is going to be the first move? Fire the whole team, or what do you think?
Honestly, I don't think you're going to see much happen this year because I mean the guy hasn't even sat in the seat yet, you know.
Right.
But
What's
you know,
your question, Kevin? Are they going to change the name of the team again?
well, that's another thing. Like,
Yeah, I heard. Maybe.
like they could go for the record of name changes by a professional sports team within 5 years.
What if the new owner comes back and just renames them the Washington Redskins? How awesome would that be? And then he goes and buys the Cleveland Guardians and goes back and calls them the Indians.
You know, I love it. So love it.
Wow.
Oh, what a kick in the balls to the NFL that would be. It's like, bro, it's my team. I'm calling them the Redskins.
Now, Kevin, I got a question. Do you get the Sunday ticket?
I do not know.
Okay, I was just going to ask because they have it on YouTube this year, and I don't know how that's to be streaming or anything, but I don't know anybody that has it. But
Yeah, honestly, like I actually get enough of their games to not have to get it because like
okay,
I
with the Eastern, yeah.
so like I get these like odd NBC games like that you guys don't get in New York,
Okay.
and every now and then they're on. Plus they're on for the Giants, and like sometimes like we get the Philly game and stuff, you know, on. You know, so there's enough games for me to see them to not have to purchase that.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. Or you could be like a Jet fan like Rich, and every game's in prime time this year.
8 primetime football, and actually 9 primetime football games for my New York Jets when Aaron Rodgers marches in to MetLife Stadium and says to the New York Giants, move over, Daniel Jones. This is a greenhouse, not a blue house. Get the hell out of here. Saquon Barkley, get off your ass and play some football. If not, the Giants are going nowhere fast this year. Let's go, New York Jets. You hear what Garrett Wilson said? Garrett Wilson said, of course we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Oh, come on.
Like he's a second-year player, dude. I don't give a shit what he says.
The second-year player that's going to be looked at just like Jerry Rice in a couple of years because that man is going to be one of the greatest wide receivers ever. Come on, Kev. You know me. I'm a Jet fan.
You know, like he's got the assumed pedigree.
Yes.
That, you know, like, but again, we're talking 17 games.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, listen, realistically, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, the Jets have a very, very good shot of making good run in the playoffs. That's realistically. But realistically, him staying
If he's healthy, they're going to the championship game.
I mean, yeah, I hate to say it, like I said, I'm always like, the Jet fans, like, we're always going to Super Bowl, but this is like the first year. I'm like, holy shit, we got a good football team, dude.
Definitely optimistic, right, Rich? Heading into the season, right?
EDUBBS, I have to, like, no one commented on my comments earlier, but you missed a
James Hasty.
There you go.
Wow.
I used to have Jet season tickets back in the day. James Hasty was one of the best ones. Yeah.
James.
I'm a closet Jet fan.
Forgot about James Hasty.
Hasty, all those guys, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, listen.
So I appreciate your struggles, Murph.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it, Kev. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. So, I don't know. Go ahead.
So what do you think of the Redskins this year, Kev? How many games are they going to win?
I feel an honest 8.
Okay.
You know, like that's the floor, if you want to call like a floor. Like the ceiling, maybe 10.
Okay.
You know, depending on how the quarterback.
Hello?
You were there? I think we lost Kevin.
You there, guys?
Oh, there you go. You're back. No, we lost you in a second.
Yeah. Okay, we lost you a second.
I got a call. I dismissed it.
No, okay.
But like, depending on how the North Carolina quarterback Sam Howell turns out, you know, like you never know, man. They
Yeah.
got a really good team.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like the defense is stout. You know, they got weapons on offense. You know, it's really just O-line and quarterback play, really. You know, like it's really going to determine how between 8 and 10. You know.
Now, what happens? What happens if they're still just like a mediocre franchise over the next couple of years, and like does the owner get blamed again? Like, I don't know, because the Redskins kind of like with like the Jets, like the last couple of years, they've won more Super Bowl or been to Super Bowl more times, but they just can't seem to get out of their own way sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like they sign these big names, and I understand it was the owner, and but they just can't seem to get out of their own way sometimes. You know?
I feel like whenever you change an owner, like there has to be at least a 2-year grace period to shuffle through the shit. You
Yeah.
know? You know, because you got contracts that you didn't care to have. You know,
Yeah.
just like stuff. Like it all starts with next year's draft, really, with the new owner. Not that I know that he has any sort of like guru type draft ideas of player, you know, like but you got to give him 2 years, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
You know, hopefully get an offensive lineman.
well,
You know, here and there, you know, just like to do whatever you do, Josh Harris.
well, now.
I want to take a step back, Rich. Uncle Stevie's been there 3 years already. What's the time on him? What do you think to win a championship?
Listen, that's the time on Uncle Stevie. The time on Uncle Stevie is he said 3 to 5 years, right? If nothing happens now, he's going to fire everybody. I almost guarantee it. I really think if nothing happens,
You think Buck's out of a job after this season?
yes, absolutely. If they don't make the playoffs this year, 100% Buck Showalter's getting fired by Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen doesn't have any feelings, dude. He's a billionaire. Billionaires have no feelings.
I think Buck was out of a job a week ago.
Yeah, I do too. I actually do too, Kev. And you know why? And I don't think it's because Buck's a bad manager. I just think that he's just beside himself and he just doesn't know what's going on in this modern day age of baseball. Like people are telling him what to do. Like go ahead.
I tell you what, you know what Buck Showalter should be? He should be Don Zimmer.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Coach.
For Carlos Beltran. Well, somebody like that. Somebody like that. I agree. I said that too. I think he should be. He'd be.
Be that fly on the wall to be like, to grab the shoulder of the manager and be like, well, maybe we do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that he's like dictating policy or something like that. It's more of a just suggestional position, you know. Because I do believe still, even in this day of advanced analytics and stats and fucking shit like that, which I just like want to throw up at.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like there's still a place in baseball for that guy.
Yeah.
Like that guy who knows
Yeah.
You know,
It's,
I just don't think should be the manager.
yeah. You're right.
You know?
You're probably right about that. Like, I listen. I loved him. I was a sympathizer. Love him, but maybe the game's just going past him. I don't know.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, he's had a phenomenal career as far as building teams to give to future World Series winners. You know, um,
Paved
like,
the way.
like the guy has a knack for making a team and then letting someone else come in to kind of like,
Yeah, like Joe Torre.
Yeah.
get you in the door.
Yeah, Hey, Joe Torre. Joe Torre is one of the greatest managers of all time because of Buck Showalter.
Yeah, they called him Clueless Joe when he started.
Well, I mean, for honestly, like that '96 year, yeah, that was Buck's team. But going forward from that, like, a lot of that was Tory.
Oh, I know. I'm just.
His ability to manage egos on that team, those teams, um, was really the difference that made them World Series, champions and stuff like that over all those years.
Oh, exactly.
You still have to manage the guys,
Yeah, exactly.
But he was more managing egos than
Egos, that's right, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had a lot of them on that Yankees squad, 25 egos.
Yeah, exactly.
For many years too, man. That roster flipped the bit since '98.
Of course.
Except like Scott Brocious. I don't think Scott Brocious had an ego. He seemed like a nice guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, there were outliers that didn't have to be coddled or stuff like that. Of course, like Charlie Hayes.
Yeah.
Pick a third baseman.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But yeah, like, and when I say that, I don't like discredit Tory in any sort of way either.
No.
Like the man got it done.
Yes, he did. And he won a bunch of World Series.
Roddy,
Yeah, exactly. And listen, you got to give the guy credit. He won a bunch of World Series for the Yankees, and it's he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest, one of the best managers ever. I mean, because he won all those World Series in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I heard something the other day too that I may have even meant today that he helped the Mets win a World Series by hitting into a double play in like the NLCS or something like that in 1969.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So, like you should appreciate him too.
Yeah, well, listen, not for nothing. He was the first ever manager of the New York Mets that I remember going to Shea Stadium in 1976. He was the manager of the New York Mets.
Actually, they did pretty good that year in '76. I think they finished over 500.
Yeah, well, they did all right. Listen, I was 5 years old, but All right, listen, guys, we're coming up on like an hour and a half. I got to cut it short a little bit tonight because I just realized I got a bunch of stuff that I got to do because I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it just hit me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm going back to work for a couple of days tomorrow here and there, but I'm getting myself back slowly but surely. But yeah, I'm going into I'm doing a couple of days tomorrow, and then I'm going to see what happens after that. But yeah, I'm getting myself back to work.
So you're actually waking up earlier than me now, Murph, huh?
Yeah, I got to get up at the old 3:30 in the morning, get on that train tomorrow morning. So yeah, I hear you. Listen, we had what? We got a whole bunch of football stuff that we have to get to too.
You know what, though? We got to talk about the picks this year. Let's think of a prize for the picks. So.
Yes, we definitely have to do that. Kev, you still there?
Oh yeah.
Kev, you still there? Like I said, I just got to cut it a little short tonight, and I just realized I got something I got to do that if I don't get it done, I'm going to be up till about 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's not going to be. I'm not going to be a happy camper at 3. So. All right, guys. So listen, I don't know if you want to stay on and start kicking it with the Orbs, E, and I'll cut out, or it's up to you.
Kev, you want to stay on? We can talk some sports.
I'll stick around for a bit. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Great.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to leave this to you, and I got to step out. If you guys are still on in the next half hour, I'm going to stop back on. But this is Murph signing off, and E, I'm sorry I left you hanging here, but I got to go do this thing, and you guys continue the show without me. And listen, this is Murph signing off, and E, you got this handle, dude. Absolutely. Just give me a buzz when it's done, and I am going to shoot it out there. So, all right, guys. Kev,
And a final congrats on a year, Murph, before you sign off.
thank you so much.
You know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah. We're keeping it going, man. And hopefully, like I said, you guys are right there with us, and I really appreciate it, man. I do. Thank you very much. All right, guys. You guys can talk about me now because I'm going to turn the volume down, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you later.
Totally gonna talk about it.
All right. I'll talk to you later, guys.